What are you willing to sacrifice to get where you want to go? Past couple of days, I've been a little bit busy. I need to come up with a topic list of things I can talk about. That way, this is a lot easier because for the past couple of days, there's been things to talk about. I just didn't write them down or whatever the reason was, and I haven't made this a priority. But I want to make this a priority, and as a result, I've had to realize that I will have to sacrifice a couple things, or I'll have to give up or change things. What are you willing to go? What lengths are you willing to go to accomplish what you want to happen? My goal in life, or right now at least, is to gain a social media following. I think that is the best way to accomplish my life's purpose as a leader, as a communicator, as a visionary. And so this makes sense right here. And I have to make a commitment to do this every single day, which means in saying yes to this and making this commitment, I have to say no to everything else that doesn't matter. So what are the things that I'm giving up? What are the things I'm willing to sacrifice in order to make this a reality? I've already said a year ago, which I don't know exactly when it was, but almost a year and a half ago, that I wasn't going to play video games until I had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I posted all of one video since January 9th, January 16th, something like that, this year, which is not good. So, part of it is, but I've stayed with the goal of not playing video games. Part of it is sticking with your commitments, but another part is staying focused and getting the things that need to get done, right? You can't move if you don't take the steps. So another one that I made the other day, I had the realization, I watch movies whenever I get to the point where I'm like, man, I've worked a lot today. It's been busy the past couple of days, whatever it is, I should watch a movie, right? I'm giving up movies entirely until I hit 10,000 subscribers. A little bit shorter than the 100,000 subscriber goal of video games. This one was easier to give up because, I knew that was bad, but this one's a little bit more difficult because it's only one movie a week. It's only one movie every couple of days, but it's time that should be spent focusing on the main thing, this right here. And I'm okay with it. I'm entirely okay with it because in making these commitments, in finally committing my time and focus to the one thing that matters, I've been able to do a lot the past month or two. And I've had a lot of thinking time and a lot of realizations on what exactly matters, and as well, how to think about these things. In giving up movies, right? It's something that I really enjoy. I'm not giving it up for the rest of my life. I'm just giving it up for a short period of time so that I can establish this new area of my life. That way I can run all of these different areas that I want to get started, right? There's some startup time, some startup capital that goes into these different ideas that I have. But once you get them set up, you can watch movies. You can do whatever you want, right? You're only saying no to these things when it's a distraction. It's a distraction when it gets in the way of starting up an idea, and most of the effort is focused on the very beginning. You have the startup founders who work 80-hour, 100-hour, 120-hour work weeks because that's their baby, that's their life. But they're not doing that for more than 3 or 4 years. Once they get to, say seed stage C, whatever it is, once they make a lot of money, they hire out all the positions and then they cruise. And some of them stay involved with the business, but most of it is upfront startup time and capital. It's not long term. So when you ask yourself, what am I willing to give up to accomplish this dream? Also realize that the level that you're willing to give up, the level that you're willing to commit, the amount of money, time, energy that you're willing to put in is not linearly correlated. It is exponentially correlated with your chances of success and also your return on investment. The guys who put 100% of their profit back into their business, work 120-hour weeks, and like every ounce of their soul goes into this idea that they have, are going to win. They're going to beat you, even if they're like stupid, right? You see a lot of guys that just they're not that smart, but they put in the hours, they put in the time, and they just put everything they have into this idea, and they beat you 100 times out of 100. So in the maybe 99 out of 100. So the one time that you got lucky didn't happen in this lifetime. You can't bank on it. So you might as well realize and accept, if I'm only willing to give up this much sacrifice, I'm only going to have maybe a 1.1 multiplier. But if I want a 100x multiplier, I'm going to have to sacrifice double, triple, 10x what I'm willing to sacrifice right now. And for me, that first step is movies. Next up, I don't know what it's going to be. Instead of sacrificing, you can only go so low on the totem pole of sacrifice, right? You could give up food and all these different things, but deny yourself all of these things. But you need to actually put in results for it to matter. So I'll start by taking one sacrifice by not watching movies and replace that time with running. Because if I'm going to run a marathon in all 50 states next year, I have to get super fit. And I have 2 months, a month and a half until my first marathon. So I'm going to go for a 15, 20 mile run tonight. Last night I only did 3, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to absolutely eat it up. It's going to be wonderful. The 2.5 hours that I would have spent watching a movie, they're going to be out grinding. I hope you do the same and actually make some steps towards the dream. Why not us?